with you. It's nice for you to be here with us, actually. We are the Black Keys from Akron, Ohio. We're gonna play some songs for you.
Patrick, long time no talk, no see. How you doing? Good?
I'm doing good, yeah.
Does it seem like this ride will ever end at this point? It seems like you have been seriously on the road and working and recording for years on end now.
Yeah, well, at times it feels that way.
Really?
Yeah. We haven't done all that many shows this summer. We've probably done about 25 shows. But
that's a lot, though.
It
25
is
still a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Festival stuff like this?
Yeah, we did like some of these, and we did a tour of Canada, and we made a record. We finished that in May, but we worked on that for about 2 or 3 months. Yeah, we've been pretty busy.
Any me time yet? Any time to sit there and go back and go, holy fuck, what have we done?
Sort of, but not. I mean, I've had a brief moments, like 2 or 3 days here and there, but actually after this show, we have our first like month-long break.
Right.
That we've had since like January of 2009 or January of 2010.
2010.
Yeah, we had
a year and a half.
Yeah, we had a couple week break then. So yeah, we've been really busy.
So you're gonna check out for a little bit? I don't want to say recuperate because it's not like.
Well, no. My schedule has just been so kind of consumed by everything that now I have to kind of hoard the time I have to do all this stuff that I have to put off. But I have a couple fun trips planned, but it's all like for friends' weddings and. I have to go home. I haven't been back to Akron in a year, so I'm going back to Akron for like 5 days. I haven't seen my mom since November of last year.
You can always bring her on the road,
She has to work. She has to work.
Buy her a week off.
Right.
Say, Mom, maybe. Coming out for a week. Take a vacation. So, I mean, we know it's been a pretty wild ride for you guys, but, I mean, at one point I remember when you were playing Soma, you were talking about sometimes it's harder when the audience is closer because you can kind of see shit that's going on. Is it?
Well, it depends on the venue. It depends on the crowd. All shows, in theory, are easy and fun. It's when, it's one of the variables changes. Like that show that you saw us at, the variable there was that it was all ages with no bar. So at that point, it's hard to play for a completely sober audience. So then
why? Because they're expecting perfection?
Because a lot of our fans aren't like 14-year-old girls,
They are now.
Well, yeah,
I have news for you, Patrick. They are now.
I don't know. I mean,
your band has transcended a bar crowd. That was like 2 years ago. You transcended the bar crowd.
Oh well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. All shows are fun. I don't know.
So what do you prefer then? Drunk people like at festivals like this?
No, I mean, people here aren't not like a trashed audience or something, but just like a happy audience.
Right. So far in the last 6-8 months, best show and then worst show. So I mean, as far as the variables.
Oh, best and worst. The worst show, I'll tell you off the interview, but
okay.
It's probably the funniest.
Just give me a hint, and then we'll tell. Okay.
I can't even go there.
Okay, no hint. Okay. All right. What was the best show then?
The best show?
Yeah.
Bonnaroo was really fun this year.
Was it? You've been there before though.
Yeah,
playing.
We've been there like four or five times. I think this is our 5th time playing there. But yeah, it was good because we got to go on at night, which is cool.
on my mind.
Before you were playing in the Black Keys, had you been to festivals at all? Because Bonnaroo wasn't really around back then, was it?
No, before we started the band, I'd never been to the biggest concert I'd ever been to was a Dinosaur Jr. show, which was like
in Akron or where?
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland,
probably about 1,500 people there.
And that was what, about an hour and a half drive to?
It's about a half hour.
Half-hour drive.
Yeah, all the bands would go
Depends
there.
on how fast your car is, though.
Right, I guess so. Yeah. It's
So
about
half-hour drive in your car.
No.
And who else was it? Dinosaur Jr. and who? And what year was this?
It was November 3rd, 1994. I remember that day. But it was.
Do you have one of those memories that you can remember dates and? No.
I don't know. Not really, but I remember that because it was my first concert. That was
your first show.
Yeah. Because it was the first time my mom agreed to allow me to go see a show. I was 14.
Who'd you go with?
My stepdad took us, and me and about 3 friends. And the bands that opened was this band called Juned, who were on Up Records, and that band Come, who seemed to open every show I went to for like the next 3 years.
Right.
Like they opened for like John Spencer Blues Explosion, and maybe Beck. Like it seemed like every show I went to they were opening.
So they were Sub Pop band, though, right?
Come, I think maybe. Yeah, they're from Boston. I know that. And a guy Chris Brokaw was in the band.
And did Dinosaur Jr. blow you away? But besides your ears?
Well, yeah, it's so loud. I mean, I didn't know what to expect going to a concert because I'd never been to one. I'd seen obviously concert movies and stuff, but what I wasn't expecting, which is just kind of specific to that time, was that there was like a circle pit happening for them, which I was not into that. It really kind of bummed me out, honestly.
Just because the violent look of it?
No, because I wanted to get up close to see, like, stare at like Jay Mascis and look at his, amplifiers and all that shit. And yeah, there's like.
Were you playing guitar back in those days? Were you?
I mean, I had a guitar and stuff.
Had you picked up drumsticks yet?
At that point, I didn't. No, not then.
So you never paid attention to? I'm spacing on his name now, though.
At the time, it was a guy named who was the drummer? Because at that point, when I saw them, it was like Mike Johnson was playing bass, and then I forget who the drummer was. But we ended up playing with the Reformed band with Murph and Lou Barlow.
Murph, yeah. Did you tell him that was your first show?
Yeah, I told Jay Mascis that, and he was like, "Cool." I can't do a good Jay Mascis impersonation, but he's really, really cool. Really, a super true.
Well, you have to you hardly have to move. It's like,
yeah,
cool. Just so the hair doesn't move too much, but. So that was your first. Now, what about gigs after that? Were you like that was just the benchmark? Did you judge everything from that?
No, I mean, because I was, I worked a lot in high school. I had a job in a restaurant. So I was working like 4 or 5 nights a week, washing dishes and stuff, saving money, because my mom kept telling me I had to go to college and it was really expensive. So then I'd save up money, and then I was allowed to spend half of it. So I ended up working more, so my half that I could spend was bigger, so I could buy drum sets and things like that. But after that, yeah, I mean, the big concerts I saw in high school were like that, and the Blues Explosion the following year, and Beck, like right during the beginning of the Odelay tour. And I wasn't allowed to go to like Lollapalooza when Sonic Youth and Pavement played because I had to work. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to see all that many shows in high school, but as soon as I got out, I went to shows all the time.
Right. And were any of them blow your mind like the first one? I
mean, saw Modest Mouse a few times, but it blew my mind.
With Johnny Marr? Have you seen him with Johnny Marr?
No, this is way before that. This would be like 97. Godspeed Your Black Emperor, that show, I saw them in like 98. That was really, really cool. There's a DIY spot you see in Cleveland called Speak in Tongues, where these guys were like still booking shows, off of, like I think email had just basically started being used a lot, and a lot of it's still fanzine kind of based. And so they had this spot that was really cool, and they had this PA that someone had kind of acquired that was amazing. And no one really knew.
Appropriated?
Yeah.
Appropriated from someplace?
It's just really cool shows. It costs like $3. You go see all the K-Record bands that were on tour go through there. All the, like a lot of like the bands like the Makeup would play there, like that scene. Yeah, it was cool. I was like, just go to those places and sit in a corner and no one would talk to me. It's kind of what I remember the most.
Still happens now, except you're on a podium.
Right, yeah.
You've added, I don't want to say a couple of members, but you have auxiliary members that come out and do stuff. Is that still happening on this?
Yeah, we
leg?
have 2 sets of guys that we rotate through depending on what their schedules are like. But
who are these guys? Where'd you pick them up? And
well, the guys we're using for this show tonight are a guy named John Wood, who plays keyboards and some percussion, and Gus Seifert, who's a bass player. And they both are like LA. They're based in LA now. They do
Right.
a lot of like session work and have their own bands and stuff.
what led to that? I mean, I think I texted you because it was the first I saw it on TV. I was like, "What the hell's going on?" It was like all of a sudden there was like extra members on the stage.
Well, when we finished Brothers, we basically went back and listened to it, and without even trying to just do it as a 2-piece, we're like, "What is the point?" Like,
so they're up there for what? Half the set, quarter of the set.
they're up there for at this point they're just playing the Brothers stuff.
The new stuff then.
We're just playing stuff off Brothers at this point, and
Right.
we're gonna have to use them for the new records as well.
How do you? I mean, obviously it's been 2-piece forever and a day. How did it feel the first time in front of a crowd with extra members?
It felt fine. It's a little bit different, like, strange to get used to because just hearing it on stage, but
Right.
They basically follow Dan and I.
Right.
Because I follow Dan and Dan follows me, so there's kind of like
You've always been locked in. You're the tightest, thing in the world up there. But
I don't know about that. But
well, I do. I've seen plenty of shows, and I can tell you, it's always super tight.
Oh, thanks.
And you guys, you probably don't realize how tight it is because you've been doing it for so long. And I was kind of shocked. I sent you a text and they go like, "Wow!" It sounded because to me it sounded amazing because I just wasn't expecting it.
Well, cool. Yeah, I mean, we Dan and I follow each other, so for other people to play with us, they have to follow
Right.
us. But it changes because at some point I'll speed up on not on purpose really, or at some point Dan will speed up, and then
Excitement-wise.
just following those changes. So
Right.
yeah, once we felt comfortable that like the people playing with us wouldn't skip the nuance, I guess, of our playing, then
Right.
it was cool.
Thank you very much for sitting down and talking
Yeah,
to me.
man. Good to see you.
We'll cut that thing, and then you can tell me about the worst show.
Okay.